like it's just lit. Like women's basketball, the game, how far it's come, the excitement, the attention. Maybe I'll start with you, Kels, because Lord Jesus, your team and their fans,
Jesus,
they be getting up in everybody's business.
It finally happened. Someone in the Indiana Fever locker room decided to speak up. And it wasn't just anyone. Kelsey Mitchell, a respected veteran and key leader of the team, stepped forward to address the ongoing drama. Why? Because Chai Agum once again made comments about Caitlin Clark, and this time she crossed the line.
She's a whole lot to take in. I mean, a little bit goes a long way. She's just really loud and really kind of obnoxious for lack of a better word. And I don't mean obnoxious like just people who are obnoxious and they're just insulting people all over the place and that kind of thing.
You know the kind. Those subtle, sharp remarks disguised as harmless jokes. Cha Agum threw one of those again. The kind meant to sting beneath the surface. But this time, Kelsey Mitchell didn't stay silent. She didn't issue a watered-down, polished response either. No, she came back with strength, with clarity. No, with purpose. Mitchell spoke out, not just in defense of Caitlin Clark, but for every player on the Fever roster who's been unfairly pulled into this whirlwind of headlines, having their character and commitment questioned.
Jesus, your team and their fans,
Jesus,
they be getting up in everybody's business.
Hey, wait, I just noticed that. Your team and their fans, they be getting up in everybody's business. So not just the fans, but it's a dig on the team.
This wasn't just a teammate offering a quick word of support. Kelsey Mitchell came prepared, armed with facts, focus, and undeniable passion. Her message rang out loud and clear. You don't come after Caitlin Clark, and you certainly don't disrespect the Indiana Fever organization or its fans. And yes, this moment is catching fire online. For all the right reasons.
Starting with you, Kels, and then going to B and NECA, how have you guys experienced? Is there like a moment that you think of when it comes to the explosion of the game and how it has changed the game?
Where it all began, when Cha Ogum made one of her signature offhand remarks during a media segment. A comment that, while delivered with a casual tone, carried a sharp undercurrent. Your team and their fans sure like to stir things up, she said with a smirk. The kind of line meant to seem lighthearted on the surface, but clearly designed to provoke Fever fans and downplay Caitlin Clark's growing influence.
Notice how the question was phrased. Lord Jesus, your fans. Once again, pushing the narrative that there's something wrong with Indiana Fever fans. I don't like that has become the accepted belief about the Fever fans. But Kelsey Mitchell is a professional, and before long, well, she's going to kind of put them in their place in a way they didn't like, I'm sure.
Here's the truth. Fever fans have been showing up like never before. Caitlin Clark has brought an energy and spotlight to the team that's hard to ignore. Instead of acknowledging that progress, Cha chose to frame it as a problem. Her comment carried a clear undertone. That Indiana and its passionate supporters are somehow too loud, too bold, too disruptive for the league's comfort. Let's be real. This wasn't a neutral take. It was a subtle push of the tired narrative that Caitlin's presence is more of a disturbance than a driving force for women's basketball. And that's exactly when Kelsey Mitchell decided she'd heard enough.
Oh man, I think I've seen both sides of it. For one, like being on a team with like Caitlin and knowing that some of the stuff and the wave that she created for like, as you know, where the game is and what she's been a part of, like as far as this process.
When Kelsey got her moment to respond, she didn't hesitate. She was composed, steady, but there was unmistakable conviction in her tone. She didn't need to shout. She didn't resort to personal attacks. All she did was speak the truth, and it landed with force. You could feel the weight of every word.
So much of it, and so I think for me lately is the shift in moments in Indiana, period, as far as like the arena, where we started. And B was my vet, kinda, right? Kinda.
We up there, sis. We up there.
She was a Fever girl first, and so she also saw, and you know, she's a vet too. They've seen what Indiana was, and I think now where it's at now, the big moment is seeing the shift, being a part of it from a standpoint of I know where Indiana was, and so to see the cultivation of it, you just grow to appreciate the process and, you know, the growth in which the game is going.
Threw out a question that seemed designed to sidestep giving Caitlin any direct credit. She asked Kelsey if there had been a moment this season when the growth of women's basketball became undeniable, hoping for a broad, diplomatic response. But Kelsey didn't play along. She delivered the truth without hesitation. I think the rise of women's basketball has a lot to do with Caitlin Clark. Boom. Just like that.
Here's the face. There's the face again. Okay? Now, let me get closer so you can see my face better. There's the face again. She's asking about the explosion of women's basketball, and Kelsey Mitchell doesn't waste any time to mention Caitlin Clark and what she has created. It's not what Shanae wants to hear. It's not what the media, ESPN media, the WNBA, the old guard, it's not what they want to hear, because they're continuing to tell us that it's not Caitlin Clark who has created anything in the league.
The moment Kelsey mentioned Caitlin's name, you could almost see Cha's composure waver. That well-practiced media smile faltered. Just for a second. Because here's the truth. Figures like Cha, along with certain legacy media voices like Elle Duncan, Monica McNutt, and Cheryl Swoops, have spent the past few months twisting themselves into knots to avoid giving Caitlin Clark the credit she's earned. One of them even openly admitted that jealousy played a part. That says a lot.
Me? Yeah, sure. I mean, what you want? Like that friend, I'm just sure, whatever. Right?
They hesitate to admit it, because acknowledging Caitlin Clark means recognizing that a rookie has become the most talked about figure in the WNBA. And that challenges the narrative they've worked hard to maintain. So instead, they lean into subtle criticisms, suggesting her fans are overzealous, her media attention is excessive, or that she hasn't earned her place yet. But Kelsey Mitchell wasn't buying any of it. She walked into that studio with a message for all of them.
This is only women that get this. I'm tired of it. Like, here's my thing, you guys. What else? Who are these girls? Who are these girls that are hating on Caitlin Clark? Are you just combing through Twitter? Stop acting like because you see some randos on Twitter knocking Caitlin Clark, all girls are against